I have the power, I have the king, I have England.
What could possibly stop us now?
Well, congratulations on the show. Absolutely loved it. Just wanted to open. How would you describe it to viewers?
I would say it's a mother and son who, whose family are potentially at risk of falling into oblivion, and this matriarch who sees potential in her son and has him sort of learn the ways of being a young Renaissance man to seduce the king of England and help elevate their family from potential obscurity.
Well done.
Was that good?
Yeah.
I've been passing that for days in my room.
I actually love seeing the mother and son dynamic because I don't think it's one that you see very often.
Certainly not like this.
Yeah.
I will say, I mean, it's admittedly quite dysfunctional.
Yeah,
How did the two of you work on creating that dynamic?
It was there.
It was
you know?
there,
I mean, it was beautifully written. It really was. I mean, these were two very interesting characters that existed in history and that Dave, expanded upon and wrote for us. And so I feel like, I feel like ultimately, this is a show about relationships, about what people, how attached they are to each other, how much they can take advantage of one another, how dysfunctional it can be. I mean, I think what's compelling about history are really the people and the relationships.
Good.
Yeah, and it seems like you guys hit it off right away. She's a good mum.
She's a good mom, yeah. Maybe not on the script as much, but she's a great actor.
Hello, magazine. We're actually doing a campaign about midlife for International Women's Day and really celebrating it as like a new start as something to be celebrated. I wanted to tie it in with Mary and George because obviously Mary has such agency in a time that would have been very difficult to have any. I mean, did that compel you to the role?
I wouldn't say that she has agency. I think that's why she strives so hard. She doesn't have agency. She doesn't have autonomy. She only has purchase in life through her marriages.
Yeah.
So the minute, she has nothing. She has no property. She has no money. She has no position. So immediately on her husband's death, she has to find somebody else to marry so she could send her kid to France. So she's always like, how do I get from here to here? So it's either through, a marriage or a male child. So I think that the lesson of Mary, or the lens that we look at it, is like how much she managed to achieve when in fact she did have no autonomy. So how important autonomy is, really.
Yeah. And I mean, it's so unusual to be able to play a character, like a conniving woman like she is in a period drama.
It was a wonderful piece of material. And I think what Dave wrote was so interesting and exciting and vital. The characters were very vital. And yeah, it was a fun thing to work on.
I know that you had to build Mary from the ground up because there's not a lot in the history books about her. Obviously, Nicholas, there's a lot more to be learned about George. I mean, did you like that you had something to fall back on? And same for you, Julianne, did you like that you had to build her up?
There obviously is a wealth of information about George, and we had a great text in The King's Assassin by Benjamin Woolley. But one thing I think Julie and I both keep coming back to is like the script. Script is the Bible, and I think there was so much there to sort of play around with and build upon, and so it's great knowing the history of it all, but really there was just like a wealth of opportunity that I think existed within the script already.
But I mean, history's saying that she's a witch. That's just harsh.
Well, I think it's untrue. I mean, I think we really don't know much about her. So I think what we do know is that she was buried in Westminster Abbey, which is a pretty major achievement, I think, in your culture.
No, definitely. Definitely.
Oh my God, so impressive. Yeah. It was a long shoot as well. I mean, what was the most memorable day for you guys?
It's hard to have a bigger day over 6 to 8 months.
I know. It was a long shoot. Maybe it was one of the days that the sun shined.
Oh my God, yeah.
Boy, it was really gloomy.
We went
very gloomy.
We had like a week of like torrential snow. It felt like rain. We had sun, but
we had some hail.
I'd say, probably one of the big sort of banqueting days, because it was really nice when we had like
everybody together.
The actors together. Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
And how do you think you two would have fared if you actually lived in this period?
Dead.
I would have died in childbirth. I'm convinced.
Yeah, she's childbirth. Yeah. I'm some sort of deadly disease at a time. Yeah, we're not making
That's
it
right.
past.
We're not made for no.
You're both so cheerful.
We are made for modern life and antibiotics and stuff.
We're here for in the Jacobean era. We're here for a good time, not a long time. That's for certain.
A good day. What would you like viewers to take away from Mary and George?
I think I want them to be entertained. I really do, and learn a little bit about Jacobean history.
There you go.